On today's episode of Monday Madness, we will be looking at EURAUD and then finally EURGBP. So starting off with EURAUD, it has a low pip count, meaning that for every 100 pips the market moves, it actually only moves 64 pips. So here we usually have a little bit of a bigger stop loss. It is a little bit of an exotic pair, but it is a good trading pair. And the key to trading EURAUD for me is looking at AUD/USD, as it has a really strong inverse correlation. Right guys, so we can see on the weekly time frame, that's usually where I start. We're still in a selling trend, so we do have that break of structure over there and the pullback. So where a lot of people will be seeing buys at the moment, what I'm seeing is obviously price pushing into that 61 to 78% fib and staying in a weekly downtrend. So that's something we already take note of, is that we're in a weekly downtrend. Then we're going to drop to the daily time frame. So like I said, the key thing to trading EURAUD is obviously AUD/USD. So AUD/USD is pretty much in the same boat at the moment. We're still in a weekly buying trend as well, and we are rejecting this area, and it does seem that we can break through this level and then focus on that buying levels going into next week. So a little bit of an unpopular opinion, but I do believe we'll probably look for short positions looking on that specific basis. So looking at the daily, it obviously looks like we're going to see some buys coming in. We actually had a perfect buy going into last week, but let's drop down to the 6H. So 6H is the time frame that I add that helps me a lot. So if we actually look to the bottom and we add our fib from low to high, we can see that we are approaching quite a big point of confluence over there. So there might be a possible opportunity for a shorter term buy, and then for price to eventually push back into this higher levels and then look for a sell position. So that is what I'm currently seeing. Due to the fact that we already had 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, I do personally believe we'll have a little bit of a lower dip, because everyone's going to be looking at the trend line. And that for me helps me to create a little bit of a bigger buying block, order block, demand block, whatever you want to call it. Probably a spike into this level and then the pullback into the week. And then obviously looking for short position again on the longer term time frame going into the downside. So with EURGBP, it's actually a pair that I use for correlation purposes. As the euro is a free flowing pair, the pound is an indication of where that pair is going. So I use it to know whether the pound pairs are going for the week ahead. But I also figure out on the 30 minutes, it actually follows a good market structure, which people obviously call smart money concepts there, but just market structure. So it's a good trading pair, especially on the 30-minute time frame. Right, then EURGBP, pretty much we had that break off the bearish flag, price selling to a downside, trends up, and then obviously sells to a downside. We had that perfect evening star formation as well. So let's go into the low time frame. So at the moment, we're in a selling trend on the bigger time frames, but we're also creating higher lows. So we create a high, 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 low, low, high. So that causes indecision within the market, and that usually leads to what we call a triangle formation. So on the bigger time frames, we're forming a little bit of a triangle. Let's actually put it there and then over there as well. So let's go to the low time frames now. On the daily, very simple, we can see there's a lot of buyers coming in on this specific level. So that's something to take note of as well. So for us, there's a big possibility that we can first push into the higher levels, go and target that third touch, get more buyers into the market, and then start pushing down. So let's drop to the 4H time frame. So this is usually what I like to call a perfect setup. With EURGBP, there's a lot of consolidation starting. Last week we had this consolidation block, and as soon as we broke it, we retested and sold from that specific level. So this is where a trader comes in and not an analyst, because you don't need to figure out where price is going. It looks like it's setting up for that left shoulder, head, right shoulder as well. So what I will be looking for is not a buy on the right shoulder. It's called a best entry versus a better entry. So what the best entry will be is probably to look for a buy within this area over there, adding the support level, adding the demand area between the support level and also that level. We also see a psychological level of 5-7 coming through. So that is what I will be monitoring personally going into next week. So this is going to be a little bit of a risky entry due to the high time frame, obviously being in a selling trend. So if it was with the trend, I'll probably be looking for a buy position in this specific area. But the fact that it's not in a buying trend, that's where I see the selling pressure there and obviously supply area over there. So So that shifts my momentum. If we can get the confirmation and start pushing up, I'll be looking and waiting for a close be above that level, and that will confirm the break of structure on the smaller time frames, and then targeting that higher trend line and even this levels. So if price can close above there, most traders will look for a buy position there, and we already know that most traders are wrong, so we'll probably dip into the lower levels, take out the stop losses into that buying area over there, and then probably look for the buy targeting point number 1, and then hopefully we can extend that trade even into the higher levels. Thank you everyone that is watching and supporting. I hope to see you guys on the next one.